What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for 9 to 5 employees and rookie online business owners. I'm recording today's videos differently because you are going on a walk with me. Anyways, in today's video, I really want to share my experience on creating my corporate job, and it might be helpful for you if you're intending to do so. If you don't know me, I'm Clara and I was working in an asset management company for 2 years while also running my online business at the same time. Number one, I chose to resign during the pandemic period. When everyone was praying they wouldn't lose their job during COVID-19, I was the odd one who chose to resign. Comment down below if you're one of them. I actually had the intention to resign way before COVID-19 hit, but funny enough, COVID-19 didn't prolong my intention, but instead it sped out. Prior to me resigning, I was picking up skills from my mentors. I wanted to equip myself before I left my job. When all of us underwent lockdown and work from home, I had more time to self-reflect, and really, I was using all my free time to learn and pick up skills. I was essentially investing in my mentor and during COVID-19 rather than just slacking around. The reason why I resigned was because I realized I started complaining about my job. Regardless whether you are working in a 9 to 5, an entrepreneur or a business owner, you will agree with me that overall sales were relatively bad during the pandemic. I was still in my corporate job then, and bosses were pushing us to deliver more sales. So I had a lot of ex-colleagues at that point of time started complaining to me, and the majority of them are actually really sick of their job. I was caught in that position too. I started complaining about job, and I knew complaining wouldn't help. So something had to change. You're watching this video right now, and if you're one of those who constantly complain about your job, do me a favor, ask yourself these 3 questions, because it has helped me tremendously in finding clarity on whether or not I should quit my job. I actually talked about it in this video here, but for the sake of today's video, I'm gonna list down the 3 questions again. Number 1, is there anyone in your company that you admire? In other words, you admire your boss's job and you wish to be like them one day. If you're cracking your head right now thinking really hard and no one pops up in your mind, you really need to consider if you should stay in your job, because what's the point of staying in a job if there's practically no one you admire? Number 2, what's your goal 3 to 5 years later? Is what you're doing now aligned with your goal? I'm gonna give you an example. For me, my goal is to build a 7-figure business before I hit 30. So if I want to stay in my corporate job, I'm never ever going to reach that goal. So start thinking for yourself, what is your goal, and is what you're doing aligned with your goal? It doesn't make sense if your goal is to reach to the east, but you're working so hard day and night heading to the west, right? It just doesn't really make sense. Number 3, do a risk assessment test. Grab a pen and paper with you right now, form 2 columns, write problems in one column and solutions in another column. Assuming you're gonna quit your job next week, and what are the problems that you're gonna face? Let me give you an example. If you can be writing, if you quit your job next week, my budget is going to be tight. So the solution is that I can work part-time and do some affiliate marketing to earn some income. As you do this exercise, if you find yourself in the situation whereby you do have solutions to every single problem stated, you're actually in a very good position to leave your job. Back then when I was doing this exercise, I literally had solutions to every single problem stated, which tells me that it was actually riskier for me to stay in my corporate job. This brings me to the 4th point. When I hop on calls with prospects, they would tell me that they don't want to stay in their job forever, and their job is a complete dead end with no future, but they don't trust themselves. They could do it and they find it risky to leave their job. If you think leaving your job is risky, let me ask you a question. Don't you think it's risky to stay in a job, working all your life for someone else, and then suddenly you don't even know why you got sacked and replaced? Isn't this even riskier? So many people lost their job during COVID, and did they expect this virus outbreak to take away their job? No one saw this coming. So what makes you think that staying in your 9 to 5 job has risk and building your empire is so risky? I wouldn't be who I am today, I wouldn't be earning more than my corporate salary, and I wouldn't be healthier in terms of my mental health and physical health if I didn't take the courage to leave my addiction of receiving salary. No one can predict the future, and no one knows what's going to happen next. But one thing I know for sure is, if you're unhappy and unfulfilled in your job, but you choose to stay where you are never going to reach your goal. Complaining won't take you, but your action does. A lot of people who work 9 to 5 have a vision bigger than what they are doing, but their vision is being blocked by the addiction of receiving salary. It's like a drug, and you take it away from them, they will find it risky and as if they're gonna die. They feel like they can't survive. This is the biggest reason why a 9 to 5 remain as a 9 to 5 until retirement age. I understand that running a business and becoming an entrepreneur are difficult. Therefore, have a backup plan and learn a skill from a mentor before you quit your 9 to 5. The reason why you think it's risky to leave your job and start a business is because you don't have a backup plan. You have to understand this. Your new business might not take off until maybe 1 year or even longer. The moment when I resigned, or way before I resigned, I certainly didn't know that I'm going to earn more than my corporate job, more than my corporate salary in just 1 month after I left my job. But one thing I knew for sure was staying in a 9 to 5 job was destroying my health and wasting time. Nothing could be riskier than that. I don't know you, I don't know your background, and I don't know how much you enjoy what you're doing. Imagine how you will feel when you're free from the rat race. Imagine how you will feel when you finally have the freedom to earn money doing what you enjoy. Imagine what life will be like when you can spend time with your family. I know what it's like to stuck in 9 to 5, especially when your boss is a complete idiot who will launch his power over you at every opportunity and makes your life a living hell. I still remember my boss used to summon me to deliver more sales for her for her own sake, although I have done way beyond my target. You know very well that we don't only work until 5 p.m. I remember I used to work until midnight. Imagine you can have an easier way to make a living, a little breathing room at the end of the month, and you don't have to work a lot of extra time. Wouldn't it be great? I spent 3 years to figure out the method that has helped me to make more sales for my online business and launch my coaching business that are both generating me income more than my corporate salary. So make sure you download my free blueprint in the description box and comment section down below. Now, as you wait for the next video, I also do a lot of videos on 9 to 5 job, online business and entrepreneurs. So make sure you check out these 2 awesome videos right here as well. Also remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. As always, I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day, a great week and a great life. I'll see you next week.